Today we're going to be talking about JKT MC 13. This is a renovation and remodel to a toll plaza on the John Kilpatrick Turnpike off of Britton Road and Santa Fe Road in Edmond, Oklahoma. The presenters of this project are myself, Hunter Schmidt, speaking, the picture on the left, and Zach Connolly, pictured on the right. Our objectives throughout this project to find the needed information were to understand the work at hand, to find out the total estimate when it comes down to the bid items and overhead and fees. The estimating methods used in this construction project. We also ran a life cycle cost analysis. This gave us the optimal project efficiency. Throughout this process, we also researched design professionals and compared scheduling methods. To start off, the project scope. The location was on Canadian County, Oklahoma, like he previously discussed about Britton Road and its location in Edmond. The remodel and renovation was to re-pour and fix a concrete pad and some damages that happened to the toll plaza and some new additions as well along with this. The owner and design professionals were considered to be Oklahoma Turnpike Authority, though this is owned by the state due to the funding coming from state money and tax dollars. From there on, it went down to Southwest Construction, who was the main subcontractor on this, though the acting GC would probably be considered the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority. And then from there on, it went to traffic lighting systems, Downey Contracting, Haskell and Lemon Construction, and Jim Cooley Construction. The contract overview. As of December of 2013, all of Oklahoma Turnpike Authority projects on pike projects went to online bidding. This means that the bidders had to completely present their project online, though also all bid documents would be received and bidded online. This was a public job known to the public, open to the public. You can find this on any given website. Namely, we used the Pike Pass website, but there was two parts to this bid. Part A, which was about half of what the construction project cost was, and this included the main items such as roadway, traffic, and construction. Now this is the construction considering there was actual labor and materials involved in this part of the process. A would be considered probably the majority of the project, when B was mainly for project site rental. The reason this costed so much at $1.2 million was due to the fact of having to close lane closures and the other issues of having this along the highway. This is a very dangerous area due to the fact that it's right off the highway, and the possibility of an accident or causing an accident, and debris and cleanup and housekeeping is very important throughout this project. The total ended up being at $2.5 million though for everything, after the 1.3 and 1.2 for part A and part B respectively.
So now we have our special decision-making process. So some of the factors that we considered when we were choosing by advantage or CBA was the traffic throughout, the intersections where we were doing our project, the cost, the environmental impact, the future use of the facility, to make sure that it's stable and it's not going to need to be rebuilt or renovated in the next, 10 years or however long it is. And then also the community impact with all the people that are driving their cars, all the pedestrians and foot traffic and everything around there. We wanted to make sure that everything stayed safe and it was all perfect. So the contractors, we decided that they used CBA or choosing by advantage. This lets them decide what factors need to be included and how to operate these factors. CBA is a strategic management tool that allows decision-making about the effectiveness and efficiency of an agency's current and future plans of operation. So we can assume that CBA was used because since our project is at a toll plaza off the turnpike, contractors and the owner need to be aware of the surroundings. They need to take into consideration the effectiveness of their project and also the efficiency of their work and the process and how their materials and crews will operate and perform with all of these factors that need to be considered. So next, we have scheduling strategies, and Hunter will do this slide.
The scheduling strategies was mainly a system known as a CA4PRS. This system was developed in 2008 and it is approved in all Department of Transportations across 50 states in the United States. This is the only program that is used by all state programs anywhere in the country. This program is designed specifically for heavy highway construction. It can do one road, two road, three road, any type of construction almost anywhere in any part of the world. This product has been used heavily in Oklahoma construction due to the fact our clay really makes this product an easy tool to use because of the compaction methods within it, based on modeling very efficiently. CA4PRS stands for Construction Analysis for Pavement Rehabilitation Services. So what that means within this program, not only is there new projects that can be done, but the program can also let you know about how to have the most efficient renovations or new projects that you can program specifically into it. CA4PRS, excuse me, I'm sorry, can be described as a decision support tool for transportation agencies. And quickly, it can also be known that it is funded from a very important project known as the Turner Fairbank Highway Research Center. This does nothing but incorporates 3 interactive analytical modules. This helps not only with road construction, but the overall process of the entire project. The product is known for its low cost and high efficiency rate, and that's why Oklahoma Turnpike Authority and many other states departments have chosen this as their #1 program.
So next we have our estimating strategies that they used. So with estimating this project, it took a lot of time and diligence. There are many things that need to be taken into consideration, considering that it is a public job on a toll plaza on the John Kilpatrick Turnpike. There are a lot of things we need to take into consideration. And so on this project, there's actually quite a bit of concrete that needs to be removed and poured, along with the guardrails needing to be put in place and all the traffic controls, just to name a few things. The general contractor needs to be precise in every category of the job from start to finish. So the tool used for this estimating that we found out was Procore. Procore is a widely used software. We've learned about it, extensively in classes. So Procore is an estimating software that can be used to calculate the big sections of work all the way down to just minuscule details. Procore connects all of your people, your software, and your data on one platform, so everyone on your project has access to everything that they need. The platform gives you the freedom to connect with hundreds of integrations in the Procore app marketplace. You can download this on your phone through the App Store, and it really makes everything very hands-on and very easy to use and get in touch with all the data and stuff that you need. So by using this software, the GC is able to send data, RFIs, change orders, etc. with just the click of a button. This makes things very efficient and helps keep things organized and running smoothly. The project also has a lot of bid items, so in estimating, having unit prices for each item makes it easier for the contractor to give prices if the project phases were to go longer than expected. He can say, you know what, we know we're gonna need a dozer for X amount more days. This is the unit price. This is how long or how much it's gonna cost. And the project plans already have many quantities and materials labeled. It already tells them how many cubic yards of whatever it might be is there. So there's a good basis to go off of, but to make sure the estimate is as accurate as possible, the GC is probably going to have his own estimating team estimate that and make sure that the numbers that are on the plans match up to the numbers that they got while estimating. So next we have our methods for cost and the resource control. So when providing cost for this project, whether it's on part A or part B, there are many things that we need to look at. For part A, in the bid document, it says that it requires each item listed on the proposal that needs to have a unit price with it. As I stated before, the bid document also says that the amount of contract guaranteed is 5% of the total cost of the project. And you can find this information right on the notice to bidders, pretty much the first page in that bid manual. And then before submitting the bid, the contractors need to purchase a set of non-refundable plans for $80. And this is just to make sure their bids qualify to be looked at. The bid document also includes and says that the authority will pay for the surveillance of the traffic control, traffic surveillance, police, and aero displays separate from other construction traffic controls pay items. On Part B of the bid proposal, it says that it is a minimum $10,000 per day for 110 days minimum. So this already makes that project over $1.1 million, or at least $1.1 million. So with our resource control for our demo part of the project, it stated that there needs to be immediate disposal of all the removed pavement and any of the marking tape or pavement markers. Anything that needs to be removed needs to be taken out immediately and removed. And then it also states that geotechnical reports are required, and traffic control is another thing that we need to be taken into consideration when moving our resources in and out of the job site. And it also explains, it says when closing a lane, it's about a $10,000 a day cost. So that's another thing we need to look into. And then next we have our life cycle cost analysis. Our life cycle cost analysis is something that we looked into a little bit to see what kind of items we could look at and say, you know what, maybe we can provide a better alternative for a different type of concrete or pavement or anything like that. So the contractors that were bidding this project needed to do a lot of value engineering by coming up with money saving alternatives to help the owner reduce the cost of the project, even on pre-bid. With the information given, we can infer that the contractors provided these alternatives for different materials to help save the ownership, on the overall cost of the project. So by using the life cycle cost analysis when carrying out any tests, comparisons, and analysis, the contractor can work out arrangements or alternatives for building projects that offer the most favorable experience and cost profile. So lastly, we have our equipment and material control. So this project requires a lot of material and equipment to install. Some equipment that is needed is concrete trucks to come in and pour concrete, and then asphalt and pavement trucks, generators, tracos to excavate and move steel, the site storage, and the superintendent office included. To make sure this equipment is safe and usable, there will be daily inspections given before each use to make sure everything's running efficiently and safe. Also, itemization of all equipment with the type, number of each, cost per hour for each, and the number of actual hours of operation needs to be provided. And by doing this, the contractor can regulate and control the equipment being used and when it needs to be used and when it should be sitting by the side. So the materials, as stated before, will be subjected to test before installment. This lets a qualified person observe and material test and it lets a qualified person observe the materials and let the project manager know that the materials they're getting are quality and up to the building requirements stated in the docs. Unless otherwise specified, tests will be performed using the most recent cited standard method or specifications of the authority, ODOT, AASHTO, or the ASTM, or any other referenced authority. The engineer is responsible for assuring the quality of the material before or during its incorporation into the project through evaluation of the contractor's tests, results, and performance of the acceptance/assuring testing. And that is the end of our slides. Thank you for listening.